Hey guys, it's Kirsten with March Party of Six. I hope everyone's week was good. I hope things weren't too chaotic or crazy in everyone's world. Um, this week was kind of a really weird week for me. I work, part time as a waitress, and I spend the rest of my time at home with the children. And I have worked for the restaurant that I worked for the past 3 years, and it is a great little restaurant. It is a mom and pop owned business, family owned business, and it is one of the most fun places I've ever worked. I always have a good time when I'm there. I mean, even on the worst of days with customers or maybe not making as much money as you would like to in a shift, it's still, plenty of laughs, plenty of, just energy that just makes you feel super comfortable and just, always smiling. With that being said, we our client I guess customer base is a lot of locals, a lot of regulars. Where our restaurant is located at, it is not a tourist attraction. It is not somewhere that someone is driving through our town to get to their next destination. This is more of a local restaurant where the same customer base, the same people are coming back again. A lot of local businesses come in, for lunch, takeout, delivery. But with that being said, when you work for a place and you see a lot of these regulars and see a lot of these people on a regular basis, you really come to grow to have a relationship with them and to become close with them and to know them as your friends, as people that you care about, and they come to know your family and your life as well. So this week we found that we had four deaths in our customers. One was a woman whose husband has been coming in there for years. She has actually been in a nursing home suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's. So she has been going downhill for quite some time, but recently just became even more sick than usual and ended up passing away this week. Now, her husband is one of the cutest old men. Every time I see him, I just want to squeeze him. He is literally the nicest. He's just like a grandfather. Everyone that comes in contact with him just loves him. He's great. He always talked about his wife and always spoke highly of her, but you could tell that the last 3 years, she's been in a nursing home. She obviously doesn't know things like she used to. Struggles, every day is a struggle. He would tell me that he would go to see her at the nursing home, and there'd be days that she would remember him and she would love him and be excited to see him. Then there would be days that she wouldn't know who he was and wouldn't understand why he was there. And then there's days where she just would cry and say, why can't I come home? Why do I have to be here? And that's heartbreaking. Um, he came into the restaurant with his daughter and his son, and I had never met his daughter. So when I seen him with a woman, which obviously was not his wife, and a son that I've seen multiple times, I kind of thought maybe something was up. And he, said to me, I lost my wife last night, and even though you could tell a part of him was broken and he was very sad, he also looked like he was at peace with with her not being there anymore. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact of how fast she had deteriorated and how hard it was for her to enjoy life and to even just be healthy and happy. Um, they've been married for 64 years. 64 years. I mean, that is amazing. There's days that I feel like I've been married for 80 years and I've only been married for almost 10. It's just one of those things that it's just amazing when you see things like that because I mean, how many people in today's world can say I've been with my spouse for, you know, 40, 50, 60 years? I mean, the ultimate goal is I think in every marriage is they would love to if they're married, at an age that they can, calculate this is to be married for 50 years. That's what everyone hopes that they can get to. And this couple 64 years, 3 kids. Now this man suffered a loss of his son about 5 years ago. His son died of pancreatic cancer, and that's got to be difficult to anyone that loses a child. I don't think anyone ever gets over that. I don't think anyone ever is okay with that. No one wants to lose a loved one, period. But I think losing a child just is something that you never recover from. You never get over, and it's just very sad. So that happened. Then the same day, he tells us, Frank is this gentleman's name, tells us that another one of our customers has passed away from a heart attack, and that really really hurt and struck a nerve because this guy was the nicest guy, and even though his health wasn't fantastic, I can say that I was surprised. He apparently has been struggling with health issues for the past 6 years. Had some heart problems. Really took him a long time to recover, and you know had, had this heart attack, and this heart attack essentially took his life. Um, he I remember talking to this gentleman and just, I would talk about, I have the personality that I can talk to anybody. I enjoy talking to people, different kinds of people. Um, I really have a soft spot in my heart for older men because I don't have any grandfathers left. And, my papa, Smith was one of my favorite men ever. Actually, one of my favorite people in this world. And when I see older men, I talk to them and I feel like I can talk to them like I would talk to my grandfather. Now, this man, he used to tell me when we would talk about just different things. He said to me, like, I know my time's coming. Like, I won't, I'll be lucky if I make it another couple years. And that was really sad to hear that because Sherman was only in his early 70s. And I don't think of early 70s as being old. I think of early 70s as being retirement and being able to enjoy this next stage of your life. But I don't look at it as, oh, your life's almost over. You don't have much more to live for. Now, him and his wife, amazing couple, always together. You can see the love in both of their eyes still to this day. And that's just, again, it's not something you see anymore. You don't see people still have that flame. You don't see people still want to show intimacy with their partners. I mean, it was really a great sight to see. Um, we're going to miss him and miss his presence, but if there was anything that is learned from this, is just that he really struggled and suffered from pain, physical pain. And I think that he was ready. And I think that this was something that he wasn't afraid of. He wasn't afraid of dying. He wasn't afraid of not being here anymore. I mean, I think he obviously would never want to leave his family and see them hurt. But the pain that he physically was suffering was just so great that, it was something that he was looking forward to not being in pain anymore. being whole again. Now, another one of our customers, everyone called her mom. I mean, she literally was like everybody's mom. She had 7 children, 20 some grandchildren, and 30 some great grandchildren. I mean, she really was the glue that kept her family together. Um, Sweet old woman. Had some health issues with COPD, with her lungs, with breathing. On full time oxygen, and she took a turn for the worse a couple weeks ago. And we've been keeping her in our prayers and really thinking of her and keeping her family in our prayers. But unfortunately, her body just couldn't handle it anymore. And as much as it's sad to deal with and to see, it's one of those things that you don't want to see anybody suffer. Anybody that's in a stage of their life where they can't get around, and just getting up in the morning and breathing is difficult. You just don't want to see them suffer, and it's just not a great quality of life. Um, I seen a lot of her family today. They came in, for lunch. I guess they were doing the arrangements of the funeral, and it was really heartfelt to see all of them because she has such a big family, and it was really great to just see them all together. And even though they were sad and their hearts were broken, they knew that she was in a better place and that she physically is you know whole again. She's able to see her loved ones and to be with people that she hasn't been with in forever, and just she's an angel. um Another one of our customers had a really bad heart, and I guess she had a triple bypass, and ever since then just went downhill. And it's funny because it's not funny, but it's funny when I think about it. When I first waited on her, I was like, man, this woman's a crabby old woman. Like, she is not friendly. She is just not, happy with life. And as I got to know her and talk with her and just have more conversation, I just yearned to understand that she's who she is, but she still has a good heart. And you just got to get to know her. And it's funny when you say that. You just got to get to know somebody, because that can really go both ways. It can be, well, I don't really care to get to know them because I don't really like how they act, or oh, like, now I get it. Like, they're just who they are, and they don't mean no harm by it. That's how this woman was. Um, 4 people in one week, and 4 people that we were used to seeing, and their families we were used to seeing. That's really tough. But on the flip side of this, no one wants to suffer. No one wants to have a poor quality of life. Nobody wants to be a burden on anybody. And I feel that some of these people felt that's how they were to their loved ones because of their condition, and because of the pain, and because of the the responsibility that they put on people. They felt that they were better off maybe not, being in heaven, being where they couldn't feel this pain or this hurt anymore. And it's really sad, but it makes me look at these people even more with appreciation, because when you see people day in and day out and you get to know people, you really have an appreciation for them, and really just look at them in a different light. And me working where I work and it being so family oriented and just having all the regulars that we have, it makes you appreciate these people, and it makes you appreciate family, and it makes you appreciate just life in general. um One thing that really I value with my job is the the positivity and all that my boss does for the community, and how many people respect him and his business. I guess the main point of tonight's podcast is, dealing with grief and dealing with sadness when close loved ones pass away. It's not I don't think it's ever easy, but I think that when people are in a situation where they're suffering, they're sick, they're ill, you don't ever want to see them suffer. You don't ever want to watch that. I mean, I can honestly say I've seen family members die from cancer, die from diabetes, die from, strokes, and watching anybody suffer, especially a loved one, it's awful. It's something that you never want to go through. You never want to wish upon somebody, and I just hope that I don't have to see that so much in my future. I mean, I was thinking today when I was driving, when you pass away, like, you don't want to leave that sadness with somebody. You don't want to leave somebody knowing that you put somebody through any kind of, um, stress or heartache. But I guess that just all comes to the fact that there's a bigger plan for you and you're needed somewhere else, rather than being here, on this earth. Um, I really feel for these families and feel for these people, but I think that what helps them get by is all the support, the community, people that they see, the effort that people put into just knowing them and caring about their families. Um, I really value all of these people and their families, and I'm just grateful that I got the chance to know them and spend any amount of time that I did with them. Moral of the story: don't be afraid to leave this life. Don't be afraid, to not be here. Everything serves its purpose. Everything happens for a reason, and at the end of the day, not to bring religion into it too much, but the Lord has a plan for everyone. And, you know, whereas I don't want to leave this earth too early, and I want to spend as much time with my loved ones as I can, I know that there is a plan, and, regardless of what we think of this plan, there's a reason for it. Value every day that you have and cherish every moment that you have and enjoy life. Live life. Enjoy it. Enjoy the people in your life. Enjoy the moments in your life because you can't get them back. Don't spend the time that you have angry and stressed when that just doesn't get you anywhere. And enjoy everything. Enjoy everything because for this too shall be a memory one day. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get ready to take myself to bed, and my daughter is here in the background snoring, and she's making me jealous because I'm ready to go snore with her. But I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I look forward to chatting with you all next week. Thanks, guys. See you.
This has been a production of the Big Vito brand. Check us out at thebigbitobrand.com.